Hello, my friends. How's everyone doing? So I wanted to do a look today that's going to pull in some grounding energy. I don't know about you guys, but I really feel like I need some grounding energy today. So I wanted to use some browns, some earth tones with that. So I was going to use some browns, and then I'm going to use some pink for some healing energy too, because I feel like we just kind of need that today. There's something in the air, am I right? I'm going to start with some color correcting tinted moisturizers. So I'm calling in a little bit of some blue tones here with this pearlizer called Moonstone. So I took my light color correcting tinted moisturizer and I put it on my cap, and I'm just going to take some of this Moonstone and look at that. So it's an illuminator, so I'm putting that in there. I'm going to mix these together. And so the idea is that this is going to brighten up my face and make me look a little more lively. So I'm just going to use the bottom of my brush here to put some of that on. You see that? So now I'll use my finger. I'm just going to start putting this. I concentrate it more on the center of my face. And then you can blend out. So I like to use a stipple motion, and the stippling is what helps get really good coverage. But you can see that I've got like a glow that comes from having that illumination in there from the pearlizer. Now I feel like I'm just a little bit dark underneath my eyes, so I'm going to take some concealer. I use the light concealer. Just tap that nicely. And then I'm going to sweep it out. Let that set a little bit. And while that is setting, I'm going to work on my brows. So brows, I'm going to use Smoked Topaz ShadowSense, which is what I always use. I like it because it is easy to work with, and I can fill in my entire blonde brow with it, nice and easy. So here we go. I'm going to work on the top first, right where my angle is, my arch. So how many of you guys are feeling pulled to step outside of your comfort zone and to start doing some exploring on what exactly you're capable of? Is that anyone in here? I have been getting that for a while, a long while. And I'm more of like a quick, fast change things up. And this has been a process for me, which is unusual. Usually I just, like, I'm a catalyst for change. And I have not done that in this area. So I feel like I need to get to it, you know what I mean? How easy that is. Isn't that nice? So easy. Now for a little bit of contour, I'm going to take some deep color correcting tinted moisturizer, and I'm going to put this in just like all the standard contour places. So I'm just going to go in the cheek hollows, on the side of the forehead here, down the hairline. So this is like just typical places where the sun would normally hit you. And then of course the cheek hollows is the cheek hollows. I love the color correcting tinted moisturizer because it adapts to your skin tone. So when I use the color correcting tinted moisturizer, the light shade, it matches up or down 5 shades. So it's really nice because then you can get a shade that's going to work for you. And we have 6 shades. So we've got light, light medium, medium, medium deep, and deep. And they work so well on everyone. I'm just going to do a little bit with some of this on my brush down here, just to kind of hide that double chin a little bit. Let's get some color on these eyes, shall we? So I'm going to take some Desert Rose ShadowSense, and I'm going to just tap a little bit of this right here and right here. So about my mid eyelid. And what I'm going to do though is I'm going to kind of like tap and then sweep that. And so that's going to give me a nice little frame for my eyes here. Now this is great because if you have hooded eyes, this is going to give you the illusion of having some depth there. So you just put it like where you think a crease should be and go a little bit above that, and then just do your windshield wiper motion. Now everybody's eyes are shaped different, so it's not going to look exactly the same on everyone the way that I'm doing this. But you get the gist. They're smart people. So again, that's using shadow. I'm going to use it again as a blush. I love this color as a blush. And the pink tones are helping bring in like those calming energies and helping to fill your heart. So just kind of do this with the intention of filling up your heart space with love and acceptance for yourself. And your gifts that you bring to the world. And just feel that as you're doing this and just call in that energy. Okay, now for some grounding. So I'm going to use some Rustic Brown ShadowSense. So I absolutely love this. So my Rustic Brown got a little bit low. So once you get to the point where your shadow is low, you take the little plastic piece out. I'll show you guys that sometime. But so I have like a ton of product on here and I don't need that much. So I'm really just going to take this directly from the wand onto my eyelid with one brush, and then I'm going to blend it out with a different brush. Now with it being a matte shade, the matte shades are so pigmented and they dry faster than the shimmer shades. So I'm just going to get to work on where I want this on my eye and get that all blended out. I'm going back up to about the middle and I'm doing my lower lid. I don't want it to go too far down the side, otherwise it weighs your eye down. And so while you're doing this, since we know that we're looking for grounding, think about that. Think about the earth and think about your feet just planting into the earth. Diving deep into the ground, your toes going in the dirt. Many of us have a lot of snow right now. So dirt is hard to come by. So just kind of like think about that while you're doing this and pull in those earth energies. And the way I feel about this is like you just put on a little bit and you could always add more. It's so much easier to add more than it is to take away. So you can't really take away. So you just have to kind of like blend if you end up with too much. Just keep blending, it'll straighten out. That's the nice thing about cream to powders. They're so easy to work with that way. But again, just calling in those grounding energies, thinking about Mother Gaia and all her bounty. She is a frozen tundra in many parts right now, here in the US and in the Northern Hemisphere. Call in those grounding energies, feel those. Kind of helps center you. Isn't that just beautiful? I love this color so much, Rustic Brown. I'm going to take a little bit and put it underneath my eye here. I don't need much. So just what's left over on the brush here. I'm going to take a little short squatty brush. I'm just going to kind of like blend that out a little bit. Isn't that beautiful? Now we're going to even that out a little bit with some more pinks. This one's a shimmery kind of a pink color. This one is rosé, right? Yeah, rosé shimmer. I love this. I love this color so much. All right, and so I'm going to take a little bit off of here because I don't want that rustic brown color getting on my wand. So I'm just going to take it with the brush and put it directly on my lid. So we're going to go over here, I'm going to go to like the inner corners. I'm just going to dab a little in there. A slight edit. I lost some of the footage here. I don't know how that happened, but I lost some of the footage, and all I did was I blended right here so that it was more of a gradient with that rosé shimmer. And then I started to put on my eyeliner, and I was talking about that I just wanted to put the eyeliner right next to the lash line so that it would make my lashes look fuller. So that's where we are now. Edit complete. I'm gonna actually thicken up the lashes with my lash primer, 3-in-1 Undersense Lash Primer. So this has Capixel in it, which grows your lashes and densifies your lashes. So you actually get more lashes the longer you use this. So I'm already feeling a little bit better with the grounding visualization from putting on the brown there. That helped a lot. I hope you guys get some benefit from that too. If you use some brown tones today, just bring in some earth energy. Ground that in. Oh my God, I love this stuff. Look at that. It's crazy. And so I have blonde lashes, so I don't look done until I have my mascara on. So it's like this magical thing happens once I put mascara on. It like changes everything. While that is setting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on some powder to smooth all of this out. And then I'm going to use some illuminator too. So Pearlizer, which I love. So I'm going to take natural translucent powder. Now this powder looks good on every single skin tone. It's made to match all skin tones. So I just like to turn it upside down here. It's got a brush right here, but I'm not a huge fan of this brush. So what I do is I tap the product into the lid and then I flip it right side up. Take that off, and then looky there. I have all the product in the lid that I'm going to use. So I'm going to take a brush that I like, and I'm going to put this all over my face. And this just gives you like a nice airbrushed kind of a look. It smooths everything out. Look at the difference between this side and this side. You see, it just like totally changes everything. And I'm going to take Pearlizer. I love the gold tones in this Pearlizer. This is an amazing illuminator. Just gonna brighten your face up. So you know I already started with this Pearlizer in my foundation, and now I'm gonna put this over the top to give me that extra little bit of illumination. I feel like the next time I do a look, I wanna call in like the elementals. So like something for fairies. What do you guys think? Would that be fun? All right, so check this out. Ooh. I just feel like I need some fun pixie fairy energy. Some laughter. So I've got that on, and now I'm gonna blend it. Isn't that amazing? It just totally brightens your face up. I'm gonna use my fingers a little too right there. There you go. That's okay. Fingers are good. It helps move the product around sometimes because your fingers are warm. So sometimes you need just a little bit of warmth, and that's okay. Okay. Very nice, very nice. A little more color on my cheeks. I'm going to take that pink tone again, that Desert Rose, and again, we're calling in loving energy for ourselves when we use the pinks. Just let yourself feel that love for yourself. Now for the fun part. So I keep my mascara nice and warm before I use it. So I have like a cup warmer that I sit over here, and I just let my mascara sit in there and stay warm. You can put it in your bra, you can sit on it, whatever works for you. There's Canuba oil in here that conditions and nourishes your lashes and keeps them from drying out. So in the cooler weather especially, it can kind of solidify a little bit. So you want this to be nice and fluid and buttery smooth when you put it on. So I like to keep it in the warming cup. All right, so now we're going to magically produce some lashes here. Now when I use the lash primer, sometimes I like to do the tops of my lashes because that lash primer has a little bit of a beige tone on it, and I don't want that necessarily showing through, so I'll do the tops of my lashes. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. I love it so much. So I knew I needed grounding energy today, and I felt that a lot of us probably needed that today. Really, on any given day, I'm sure there's plenty of people that need grounding. It's kind of a win-win always. I also was like struck about bringing in elemental energy. So I really think that I'm gonna plan a look out and do that next time. That would be really fun. So I've been told that I have a lot of elemental energy around me. There's a lot of fairies around me. I don't see them yet. I was wondering if any of you ever see elementals or fairies. So I am building a garden this spring. I decided to go vegetarian, vegan. I haven't been able to fully give up cheese though, so I'm not a true vegan. But I don't eat like eggs or any meat at all, but or any like animal products. I don't like butter, but I do cheese. But anyway, I decided that I wanted to have a garden, and I had to wait because I'm in Minnesota. So that was a bad time of year to start like thinking about doing a garden, was August. So we're going to do it this year. And just this past weekend, went and bought some seeds. So I'm going to start actually growing the herbs right away, but I have to wait to start growing my other seedlings because the ground is going to be frozen here probably until mid-April, May even. So it takes a little time. We'll see. So let's pray for some warmth, okay? So my point is I think that I could get a lot more elemental energy by having that garden around too. Don't you think? I do. So my hair's up on my head today because I let my hair dry natural like I've been doing, but then I made the mistake of running a brush through it. So poof. That was not a good idea. So let's get some lippies on here that are going to last me all day long. So we're going to use some lip scents. So the color I'm going to use today is Crystal Mauve. I love this color. So I'm going to shake this. You shake lip scents to break it up. There's natural pigments in here, and the pigments can kind of stick together. So you want them to separate and mix really nicely. Right. Then keep your lips parted, and you're going to put your lip scents on clean, dry lips, and then try to put it on without swiping back and forth. So here we go. Make sure you get the inside and the outside, because you can't go like this with lip scents. It just doesn't work. I start by lining the outside a little bit and scraping off the excess here when I pick it up. You're going to put this on in 3 thin layers. Okay, so there's the outside. Let me get the inside on the top and the bottom. I love this color so much. Now when you use lip scents, it's gonna dry. It's gonna dry, and that's why you can't like rub your lips to get it to move around like you do with normal lipstick. So with lip scents, you need to wear a gloss. And the gloss is made with shea and vitamin E. There's no wax in there. It's vegan. There's no actual beeswax in there. And it's going to seal your color, and then it's going to give you that moisture that you need. And you don't want anything that has wax in it on your lips at all. So like no chapstick, no Burt's Bees, nothing with wax. So it takes a little getting used to not wearing wax. But you'll get used to it. And then you are just going to only use our glosses or our lip balm, which are just made with shea and vitamin E, and there is no wax at all. So it's really good for your lips. So here we go. I'm going to use Silver Glitter Gloss. I like this one because it's really hydrating. And then I was thinking about those pixie fairy elements before I started, and I thought, okay, I'll add a little sparkle. But you can see here, like once your lip color dries, then it's like not going anywhere. It doesn't come off at all. See that? Like there's nothing there at all. Isn't that cool? The only thing that's on there is a little bit of sparkle from my pearlizer, but that's it. It doesn't come off, you guys. It lasts up to 18 hours. Vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free, cruelty-free, no animal testing. Everything. Isn't that beautiful? So the gloss will wear off after a while, but the color will not. So you'll have to reapply your gloss throughout the day. Oh yeah, there you go. I really picked up some sparkle that time. Isn't that beautiful? What do you guys think? Is it pretty? I like it a lot. So thank you so much for being with me today and bringing in those grounding energies. I hope that you look after yourself today. Thank you so much for being here. And then next time we'll do something to call in the elementals, okay? All right. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day.